Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Amisha Aggarwal and today we are going to discuss about Flipkart Runway. So, what is Flipkart Runway? It is a way to get an internship opportunity with Flipkart. So, it is definitely a must to apply opportunity if you are in college. So, who all can apply? What is the process? Everything we are going to discuss today. So, first of all, who am I? So, I am a final year CSE undergrad student at IIT Delhi. I was amongst the 23 girls selected for Flipkart Runway Season 1 out of 14,500 applicants across India. And I interned with Flipkart, and trust me, it was one of the best experiences of my college life. I was also an intern at Microsoft in 2022, and I'll be an upcoming software engineer at a company which I cannot reveal due to some college policies, but I hope I'll be able to reveal that soon. So that's enough about myself. Let's dive into the video. So, what is Flipkart Runway? So, the name itself suggests that it's a runway. So, runway is like, when a plane takes off, there's a runway. So, similarly, your career will take off due to Flipkart Runway. So, it is a runway to start your career and it is open to all women engineers who are in the second year of their engineering course. So, since we are making this video in 2023, so if you are going to pass out in 2025 and you are pursuing your BTech and you are a female candidate, you can apply to this Flipkart Runway Season 3. Or if you are in the third year of your dual degree courses are something like BTech plus MTech, and you will pass out in 2025, you can apply to this program again. So that is the eligibility criteria. And if you are selected for it, then you can get opportunity to intern at Flipkart in May 2023, and you can also get a internship opportunity for the next year 2024, provided you perform well in this internship. So that's what Flipkart Runway is. And if you have not registered, there is 1 day left for registration. So I will provide the link in the description. Unstop is the website where you have to register. So go register soon. So that's about Flipkart Runway. If you are going to pass out in 2025 and you are pursuing your BTech and you are a female candidate, you can apply to this Flipkart Runway Season 3. Or if you are in the third year of your dual degree courses are something like BTech plus MTech, and you will pass out in 2025, you can apply to this program again. So that is the eligibility criteria. And if you are selected for it, then you can get opportunity to intern at Flipkart in May 2023, and you can also get a internship opportunity for the next year 2024, provided you perform well in this internship. So that's what Flipkart Runway is. And if you have not registered, there is 1 day left for registration. So I will provide the link in the description. Unstop is the website where you have to register. So go register soon. So that's about Flipkart Runway. So, what are the steps of applying to the Flipkart Runway? So, first of all, there is registration, in which it is pretty basic. So, you go on the Unstop website, you register, and you tell your CGPA, upload your resume, standard stuff, even take your photo, so that you don't cheat in the quiz. So that is the registration part. College name, CGPA, etc. You have to tell everything. Second stage is the online quiz, which is the most important part, because this is where out of 14,500 applicants, only 154 were shortlisted for the next step, that is the interview. So online quiz is the most important step of this entire process. And if you're in the quiz, if you solve the quiz, then next there are interviews, which we'll talk about later. So first, let's talk about the online quiz. So what's the format of the quiz? 20 MCQs to be solved in 30 minutes. This keeps changing. In our times, it was 30 MCQs in 45 minutes. This time is just 20 MCQs in 30 minutes. 1.5 minute per question. So you can just do the math, and that's also mentioned on the Unstop website. There is just 90 seconds per question. And a very important thing that you have to keep in mind is that you have to attempt these in order. So, supposingly you don't know the first question, so you think that, what's the point of wasting time? Let's go to the next question, and we can come back to this question later on. There is no option like that. You will have the first question, 90 seconds, attempt it, leave it, whatever. Then you go to the next question. Once you are there at the next question, automatically after 90 seconds, that's it. You cannot go back to the first question again. So you have to attempt them in order. Then there is single correct multiple choice. So four questions, four options, one is correct, pretty basic. No negative marking, which is a very plus point, I must say, because there is no negative marking. So do not leave any question. Attempt anything you feel like. If you're not sure, just do what you think is the best. But do not leave a question because there is no negative mark. This is a proctored quiz. You will have to turn on your webcam, and they will also keep matching your face with the face that you register with. So there is very less chances of actually cheating, and you cannot change your screen also. So that's what it is. It's a proctored quiz. And when I gave the quiz, solving 26 out of 30 questions gave you an interview call, because we had 30 MCQs. If someone solved 26, they gave you a call. But other factors matter too. So take this with a pinch of salt, because I know people who solved more than 26 questions and still they did not get an interview call. So factors like your college, your GPA, your resume, everything matters. But I guess that's how the world is. So what you can do is prepare well for the quiz and not worry too much about these factors, right? So yeah, that's what this is. And apart from that, there are extra points for speed. So it's not just solving it correctly, but solving it fast. So let's see what that is. So speed matters. Give me a second. Yeah. So if there's a question of 4 marks and it has a timer of 120 seconds. So this is just an example. And if the correct answer is unstop for that particular question, you answer unstop in 30 seconds. So then you get 2 for accuracy and 1.5 for speed. So only half the marks are for accuracy and half the marks are for speed, you can imagine. And how? Why did you get 1.5 for speed? That is because marks for speed are calculated based on the percentage of time remaining. So in this case, since you use only 25% of the time and 75% time was remaining, so your marks for speed was 75% of 2, that is 1.5 marks. So speed also matters a lot. Okay, so syllabus for the quiz is everything you can imagine. It is DSA, it is C++ or Java programming. Basically, you don't have to program, everything is MCQ, but there'll be output based questions or similar things. Then OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming. Then OS, operating systems. DBMS, database management system. CN, computer networks, and some Flipkart specific questions too. So let me give you an example of what I mean by this syllabus in the next few slides. I will also tell you which is more important, like usually which topic is more important. So stay tuned for that. So let's go to the next slide. So first of all, these are just examples that I have took from the internet, and these are very similar to the questions that I encountered when I gave the quiz. So that's why I have picked them, just to give you an idea, because this might be the first time you're actually participating in something like this. Okay, so DSA based question, that can be something like how many swaps I needed to sort this array, some XYZ array, using bubble sort. So there'll be four options, 10 swaps, four swaps, something like that. So you have to tell the correct answer. So you need to be able to, you should be able to understand the bubble sort algorithm, apply it on that particular array. So that's why it is a DSA based question. Second question can be what is the disadvantage of array data structure. So you can search what is, like, you can just study which of these is correct. I'm not going to tell the answer to each question, but these are some of the questions you can expect. So this is for the data structures. Of course, there can be other data structures like linked list, trees, graph, anything and everything. Okay, but at the same time, since you are in second year, don't expect very complicated questions. It should be like a basic DSA course will do. So let's move to the next slide. So then secondly, output based questions. These can be either in C++ or Java. So you should be ready for that. Like, this is one of the output based questions you can get. You've been given some code snippet. You have to tell what is the output of this. So for that, you need to have knowledge about both C++ or Java, because the question can mean any language. So I code in Java, but I also got questions in C++. So you just have to tell the answer within 90 seconds. So this is another question you can get. Then we come to OOPS, that's object-oriented programming. So these are the kind of questions you can get, that what is the number of parameters that the default constructor requires. The answer is zero. And similarly, when is the object created with a new keyword? So at runtime, compile time depends on the code. So this is just example I took from the internet, but you can expect similar questions, right? So these questions sometimes they're easy to do if you know how to do, if you know the basic concept. Otherwise, I don't know, it might be difficult, right? So then operating systems, again, something like this, that systematic procedure for moving the CPU to a new process is called this. Then why is CPU scheduling done? Four options, you have to select one. So this is how the questions can be. And coming to the DBMS questions, this can be something like, what is the full form of DDL? So you should be knowing that it is data definition language or data derivation language, or what exactly it is. So the answer is data definition language, but this is just an example of how the questions can be. And which normal form deals with multi-value dependency, something like this. Again, you may not know this, but try to read as much as you can in the days left. Sensi and identify the protocol primarily used for browsing data. So I think you should be able to answer this. Then choose the port number of FTP, something like this. These are the kind of questions you might get. Now comes a very interesting, part of it. That is, what are there are some Flipkart specific questions. Okay, so Flipkart, and these are definitely going to come. So I think out of 30, two or three questions were Flipkart specific. So like, what are Flipkart's delivery partners called? The answer I have written here is Wishmaster. I am not exactly sure, because I this is what I remembered, and I found it very interesting that why are they called Wishmaster. So this might be incorrect. So pardon me for that. But this is one question that I got. Then second question I had got was, what is Flipkart's biggest sale called? So this is something I knew, Big Billion Days. It's very famous. Then when was Flipkart's first office opened? This is something some other friend of mine who gave had got, and so answer is 2008, and it was in Bangalore. Then lastly, what is the name of Flipkart's Instagram handle? It is @Flipkart. So these are some questions you will get, and how to answer these, well, just read up about Flipkart. And these are pretty, I must say, these were very interesting questions, right? So that's about the questions. So let me give you some personal tips now. So don't forget to register. First of all, I know people from my college who did not register. Please register. There is still one day left. Go ahead and register. There you have nothing to lose, even if you feel unprepared. It is better to at least try and fail than not try at all. Okay, so don't forget to register. Secondly, focus more on DSN output based questions than OSCN and DBMS, as there were more questions based on DSN. So this was of course something that happened with my at my time. It might not be the same again, but as far as I remember, almost 60% questions were from DSN output based, and you can say 40% questions were OSCN and DBMS. Of course, it may change, because I mean I am not in contact with Flipkart, but yeah, so that was what I had seen back then. So this might be a tip that might be helpful to you. Secondly, don't forget to take the quiz. I remember there was a very short window. I think there was just a 2 hour window to give the quiz. 2 or 3 hour, I don't exactly remember, but it was a very short window. So you can actually miss it if you are not attentive. And a lot of people I know did not give the quiz. So remember, this is a very prestigious opportunity to at least take the quiz, right? Then fourth, focus more on solving the questions correctly than solving them quickly. Than solving quickly, right? So I have told you that there are marks for speed, but at the same time, those marks are only there if you actually solve it correctly, right? So first of all, it's important to solve the question correctly. Take your 90 seconds. If it takes you a lot of time, take the 90 seconds and then answer. But do not just rush, to get that extra point for speed, because you will only get it if your answer is correct. So first of all, try to get the correct answer, and as fast as possible, but do not just haphazardly, in a very hurry, just go ahead and pick on some random option. Like I remember sometimes I get so panicked during MCQ exams that I just end up literally, despite knowing the answer, I sometimes end up clicking the wrong option. So don't do that. Be calm and focus more on solving it correctly than solving it fast. Then second last is mark every question, since there is no negative marking. So definitely, luck might be on your side. You don't know a question, but you mark something and you may be able to get it. So do not leave a question since the limit is 90 seconds. There are times, you don't realize, and the question, the timer gets over and the next question comes and you're like, oh shit, at least I could have marked A, B, C, D, something, right? There is a 25% chance of that getting correct. So do not forget that. So definitely mark every question. And last tip is you can use the resources which I mentioned in the next slide. Of course, it's not mandatory. It's just something I think will be helpful. So these are some resources to revise. So give me a second. So yeah, revise all data structures and their basic functions like pop, push in a stack. So you should know what are the different data, like different functions in all the data structures. Like queue is queue first in first out. What about stack? It's first in last out. You know, yeah, first in last out. So things like that you should know, right? Revise all these data structures because that is like this constitutes a very major part. So definitely that. Then secondly, these are some DSA MCQs which I've taken from interview bit. Then oops MCQs from interview bit. Then you can refer to last minute OS notes, GFG, Geeks for Geeks, and these are some top 20 OS questions by Riddhi Datta, who's a famous YouTuber, and then last minute DBMS notes. Also, I found them very useful. These are around 40 pages of notes, and they are very useful. And then top OS questions, interview bit, DBMS, top DBMS questions, top CN questions. So try to practice them in this order only, because the most important is DSA part. Secondly, it's OOPS, and then comes this OS, DBMS, CN. And yeah, for Flipkart specific questions, so I have already provided 4 questions in the previous slides. But apart from that, just read up on Flipkart or any interesting blogs you find, right? You can visit their Instagram page. Probably you might find something interesting there. So that's about it. And since I don't want this video to be too long, I'll be discussing about the interview and the further steps if you get selected in this quiz in the next video, based on the response of this video. So if you like this video, please, 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 like, share, and subscribe. Never thought I'll be saying it, but this is my first YouTube video, so definitely like, share, and subscribe. And that's it. So follow for more, comment if what kind of videos you'd like to see, and if I think I can provide some helpful tips related to that, I'll definitely do that. So that's it for the video. Yeah, thank you so much for watching it, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and comment. Okay, so thank you. Bye bye.